Good morning. This is Bob Watkins, talking to you from Kentucky, sharing with you a story that I think you might be interested in terms of the importance of the spiritual gifts that God has given you. A number of years ago, I was traveling with a group of Colombian people from Memphis, Tennessee to Hot Springs, Arkansas for the meeting of the General Assembly. And at that meeting, the women of the convention had asked for those Colombian representatives to have a chance to speak before them. And the three women said, yes, we'd love to give our testimonies, but Reverend Taborda was reluctant to do that. He said, I really don't want to say anything, just let me play my violin. And so that is exactly what he did. And after the program was over, Reverend Taborda was the last one to take the stage. He carried his violin very gently in his hands. Reverend Taborda was a very was extremely handsome man with long silver hair and those brazen eyebrows and a very sweet smile. But when he took the stage, his appearance sort of disappeared, if you will, into the violin. And the violin and the music that came pouring out was what dominated the attention of the people that were present. After we had finished, and he was the last activity of the morning, the Colombians and myself went outside the convention center to stand and be available for any questions. Most of the people walked right by, but as I looked at the door where people were leaving, I noticed one woman come out that was extremely different from all of the rest. She looked like something right out of the Wild West. She had everything. The beautiful embroidered blouse, the blue jeans, the tight blue jeans, I might say, the cowboy boots, everything but spurs and guns. And as she approached us, I noticed that she was actually crying and was using a handkerchief to blot her tears. And she came up and she said, Dr. Watkins, will you please tell Reverend Taborda what just happened to me? And I said, I certainly will. And so she did. She said, when I came into this service this morning, I was burdened with grief. My father died a little over a year ago. And since that time, I've not been much of a wife. I've not been able to be a good mother. I've gone to church, but that's been about it. Every time I think about anything, I begin to cry and weep and become very despondent. But when I came into the service today and saw Reverend Taborda pick up his violin, I remembered that my father also played the violin. And when Reverend Taborda began to play, Because He Lives, I Can Face Tomorrow, that was my dad's favorite hymn. And as he played that hymn, I literally felt the Holy Spirit come down and land on my shoulders and take away the grief that I've been feeling for over a year. And now, naturally, I still have sweet memories of my dad, but I believe that I can think about him without letting it totally destroy the rest of my life. And I wanted Reverend Taborda to know that that is what happened in the service this morning. God touched me. He touched me. Yes, He touched me. And oh, what glory filled my soul. Something happened, and this I know. He touched me and made me whole.